Sham Mesech Trumas Daf Tag Gimel on the base. Nishmas Gita Basel. Gita Basel Mashheim Yitzchak Dovig Chaim Ben Yitzchak Ezra Shimon Ben Yitzchak. Last three lines of the Mishnah. Tag Gimel on the base. Hifish the Yoma Echtosh. He was mafresh the Tilson, which is the fangway from the eights. The Yoima Echtosh, I'm going to take it out, take out the fruit, take out the fangway. The Etos eights are separated from the wood. The Etenes Azera, I only give Truma for the Zera, that he can't do, because he made a Froshi B'Yadayim. Once he made a Froshi B'Yadayim, so it's Chal the Truma on the eights as well. So then he can't discard the eights. Elanoisen as an eights imazera. He has to give the truma, the eights, and the zera. Zera is the pilsner that's poshet, and the eights is the chiddush in the Mishnah because tam eights upriyu shove. He made a ma'isa frosha on the eights with the zera. It adin that the chal Hashem truma on the eights as well because eights upriyu shove, so it has a din of the eights because he made the ma'isa frosha, but he did it b'machshava. That's the push, the pshat, how we learn here in one pshat of Digma, not like the other pshatim in the Gemara in Masech Debeit Daf Yud Gimel. So now we'll see. So the Gemara, Misha Eloi Chilvi Tilson, he had a bundle of Tilson, this fangway. Kamahu Chavila. How much is this Chavila? How much is this bundle? Esim v'chamisha zizim. That's 25 sticks of this fangway that grows on a stick, on an eighth. And why does it an afkaminah? Why is the Gemara dealing with how many sticks there are? What's this chavilas? The reason why the Gemara is dealing with these sticks is because the bundles are what makes the teva. Usually when you have shibolim, when you have things that grow in the field, the chitten, this is not chitten, this is kitnias. This is not like shibolim. Shibolim is meruach, when you take the kernels out of the stalks, and then you make meruach. That is the malachins chaybe turbas emaisis. Mashen when you have kidneys, so you don't thresh it, you don't bang it and take it out of the stalks. So what's mechayev? The Gemara we saw in Beis Daf Yud Gimel is the fact that you put them together in a bundle is tivah. That makes it into tevel. How many is a bundle? That's considered it makes it into tevel. 25 pieces of this eights, which has inside the zera, which is the fangway, that makes it into a bundle, and that's mechayev b'tevel. Omer b'yochanan v'abo minu mita. 4 of these sticks you can make it into a bundle. Seemingly, not enough to say there's 25 sticks. What kind of sticks? A lot of sticks, such types of eights. The 4 of them would be able to make it into a bed. That's what's considered the choyev makes it into tevel. He had these bundles of tevel, this fangway. In the Mishnah, actually, till they come into the bundles, then it becomes tevel. Ma'ata, Feiti Gemara, why do you say it has to be in a bundle? And until then, it's not tevel. Let's say by shibolim, also by wheat, by chitten. Let's say it's the same measure. Why do you have to say you have to make meruach? You have to take out the kernels from the stalks, and you have to start separating them and making meruach. Why do you need that? Just like you see by tilson, it's enough that you have it in the stalk. These tilson here, the shibolim, chibulim, they're in the chibuli tilson means they're in a bundle together with the eights and the zera. They're all in a bundle, but you don't have to separate one from the other. And you see that's tevel once you have these 25 type of sticks. So afraid the Gemara, who adim by shibolim, by chitten. Why do you have to separate it? Let it be in the shibolim. It should be also enough choshev that it should be considered tevel. So the Gemara ain't machnis in the that's not the derech to be machnis. Where you machnis it, toichabayis. When does it become tevel? When you machnis toichabayis. When do you bring it into the house? You don't bring in stalks of chitten into the house. You separate the kernels from the stalk, and then you bring it into the house. That's the derech. So Mela, that's clear. the Gemara Malacha. And when it's called Gemara Malacha, then it has a Shem Digontra. When it's Digontra, then you give Trumas and Mais. Masha ain't came by Tilson. Tilson is different. Tilson, you bring it in even before you make the Meruach. There's no really Meruach by Tilson. If it's in a chavius, the way this Tilson is, it's in a bundle, you do bring it in. And that's why it's Tevel. The difference is when you have chitten. In chitten, you don't bring it into the house, and it's not grown in such a manner. Even though there are chitten, what says in brachas, koises chitten maimer borach. Koises chitten means take a piece of wheat and you koises it. You chew on it. You chew on it as doa bracha, even though you didn't make it meruach. But that's not the derech, the normal way of doing it. So maybe that's why it's not chayv trumas and maises. That's the Gemara holds over here by Tilson. If you do bring it in before you separate it from the stalks. That's the way it's eaten, and we can do it in the cane, and that's how it grows. Why? Why is that by a Tilson cane? Because there you have the eights, and this is used for spice. This is a tablet, and the reason you use the spices, you use the eights as well for a spice. Sometimes you put in the eights into the tafshel, whatever you happen to be cooking, because eights are puya shava, but eights are puya shava. So therefore, we say the eights is mekabel Hashem truma on zich, and that's why we say that once the tilson, the sfengwe is in the bundle, even though you didn't separate the wood from the bundle, well, then nami it has Hashem truma, because that's the derech. The derech here, the time eights a puya shava. That's how it's used. And mele it's Hashem truma. Zog the Pnei Moshe. Kamahu chavila esem chamisha zizin kan. How much does it have to be? It has to be 25 sticks. It's interesting because we find by Shabbat, by Chitten, you don't find as a shear of 25 shibolim that you have to have truma only a certain amount. It's right away. There's truma. Here, all of a sudden, you have the fengwe. The fengwe is a double which is very small. These are small kidneys, and you just throw it into the tafshel, but they grow very small. And therefore, the Gemara says that less than 25 is not a double choshev, it's not chayv to. For what's basic? I don't know how the Mishnah knows this. What's basic? What? To bring it into the house? That's less than 25. You don't bring it in. And if you did, you did.
No, it wasn't double choshev. People didn't.
I was once in a place where
not even bothered to deal with it.
I was once in a place where there was a chef, a very important chef, and he was showing off how he cooks. But how do these professional chefs they cook? They need spices, right? They need herbs and all that kind of thing. They put in the food. So he has a garden next to the kitchen, and he goes, he takes it out the zip and do some. That's how it should be fresh. Okay, but that's not normal. Okay, Ubavad, Nishno has to be 25 pieces. For them, Shibi Abo Mehem Ruyin La Ruchis Amita Oz Nikra Chavila. When is it called a Chavila? At the Maisa. We're talking about over here for a tablet for a spice. So you have to have 25 of these sticks in order to make a spice. It's like it's a wholesaler, right? 25 sticks. And from these 25 sticks, 4 of them could be so strong that you can make a poster for a bed. Okay, let's stay. I see how we got that shit. Okay, Milsa Omra, Kloima, Shmami Nomi Masnisin. Milsa means Sabot Yishami the Gavod. That this we learn from the Mishnah. The Achi Bechavilas Haim Nitvolas. When it's Bechavilas, when it's in a bundle, Hashem Tevel, for what? The Truma Ulamaisis. 5 Truma Saima, even though the Gemara in Bay, there's 2 Lashonis over there. Ein Mandom in the Gemara there learns one Lishon, and the Gemara learns is going over here for Truma Smaisa and not for Truma. But here the Pnei Moshe don't gechapta is going on both sides. Truma, which is one lashon Gemara, Truma Smaisa is the other lashon Gemara. The Hodi Koy Lehem Shel Tevel, Setat Shem Tevel, Afapi Shloi Nischabed Mehem Azera. Even though you didn't take out the zera, this was the ganze Shlik Gemara. The Gemara is saying over here that even though you didn't take out, separated the kernels from the stick, Hasten the Chal Shem Tevel. Well, the darker bekach, that's why. So I think the pshat is because you take the eights, you put the whole eights into the tafshel. That's what it is. There's no reason to separate it. The eights is tam and piri shabbat. Feit gemara me'atav afil shabbat kloima v'amay lo yikain. Yeah. So the Gemara says is mashbiach. That's mashkashiv. Normally eights is nice tam l'bagam, but by the tilson it's mashbiach. So that's why the eights is like that. So that's why a bundle is like chai b'maisa. I have the eitz there. That is because that's part of the zach. That's nice, and even though by itself you don't give trumas and maises from the eitz itself, only from the tilson. The tilson, which is the pre, which the eitz has a time of the tilson, not the tilson has a time of the eitz. So that's why together, when it's together, you don't have that. What's different than chitten? Let's say by chitten also. I feel the shiboidim klema ma'ila yeken gam betvur. We're talking about chitten, by tvur, not fengway. The boy to be shibolim to dwell the truma. Why do you have to take meruach and take it separate the zera? I feel it's b'shas ma'ases in the shibolim. It should be the same thing. And for the Gemara, eimach nisan lekain shani tvur. Chitten tvur wheat is different. Shemach nisan lekach. Shehei b'shibolim ela lodish begoyim. What do? You go in the goyim, and that's where you start threshing it. And you separate it one from the other. I have no use for the eights, for the stalks of shibolim. Good. That's not true, Zok the Gemara. Why? Because even by chitten, when you have melilus, what is melilus? Melilus are when you take the kernels and use just the kernels of chitten by itself and use that, you eat that. That's called melilus. Melilus means the lashon for you rub that and you eat that the way it is. That's something which is a machal by itself. It doesn't have to be you take the always make meruach, you grind it into flour. It doesn't have to be kemel. Can't say melilus like because you rub it and you roll it. That's why he calls it chavim. This is a barrel. You roll the barrels. Who are then these kernels? When you want to eat the kernel itself, what you do is you roll it, and that's why the kind of chavius. Chavius is a lotion from rolling a barrel. Claim it the para. Faith the gemara was the kasha. Come to chayis. That you telling me is telling you what you do with it. Your derech. So your derech is by melilos. Either one by one piece like a one piece. That's how it's eaten. If somebody wants to make the melilos, and there are people who do melilos, and they bring it into the house like that, the machnis in the bayit. Even though you eat melilos like this, eat this kernels like this, and you bring it to the bayis, if it's not chayv ma'is, it's feitim over what's nish. If this is the derech, just like Tilson is the derech, this should also be chayv. After the Gemara, the melila shibolim by melila shibolim. After bishul manis in the car, ain't good delay in the car. You don't grow it like this. Somebody goes and he takes the kernels of chit and he decides, you know what, I need some melilas. I have a snack. I want to have something to eat. He takes like that, but that's not the normal process of growing it. You don't start growing chitim in the field. Goes the chitim doesn't. For melilas, that's not what people do. They do sometimes they take it. We're going to use it for melilas, but it's not something which you planted like that. Shein is rei betchila asaysim ashebalim melilas el shepomim matnis and the melilas. Amol machzach he takes it, but not the way he goes and he starts to plant over there melilas. Avidach tilson ma'ashen came by the fengwe by the tilson machnis in the kach. Vigudilei in the kach. It's angepflanzt in the soda with the zamach shava to make it melilas. That's what the shava was when you're making the planting. And that's what it's told you in his machshava when he's zerayed. She'iyu ha'etzim im hazera shemetoich kerech heim miskayim. The zera has to be taka with the zera, and together with the eitz is miskayim the zera. That's the fengway. That's how it's miskayim, and that's how it gives the tam. So maybe the tilson by the fengway is different than melilos, and this is your chayiv in the chavilos. The fengway ma'ashein came melilos, which is even though it's used by itself, not after the meruach. Nonetheless, it's not planted like that. It's not planted like that. So maybe it's not chayv b'mais. As I plant up shad the pnei much. Look to me not full. Look to me not full. Oh, boy, me know on the left side, the narrow line. The medium is the kalim. You can find the mitzvah over here. How does the bed come into the mission over here with the zeraim, right? So the bed is metama chavila u'metaares chavila. Two of them on the rucha on the post on the bed, two on the foot of the bed. They used to hang these curtains on the top of the bed, and they had these posters, the columns on the top of the bed. But chavila the awesome who dalit. That's this four. The chem mush with the sefter. Hochi kama. But manu oisum chavila legabe mitzvah. When you get to a bed, chavila is you have these four posters. So man looked at the Milsa Amra Midama Chavila Tilson Sheltava use the word Chavila. Chavila we use over here and use over there. After Kalim, Shmami no Asheba Chavilas, Nitbulu. We're talking about the Maisa, because this Gemara says here, not talking about Truma. This is now talking about the Gemara Dot and Beyer. Going to this Lashon Retzach Dot, this Rambam Psak, the Feit Lashon Ikadami. We're talking about Trumas Maisa. As Yamot by Maisa's Chal Aleim B'Chviloson is already Chal D'Shem Maisa in the bundles. Ain't that pay come to Beyer? Oh, I'll hold the Maslis Shmamina. Israisa Tivla. Israisa was Israisa. Israisa Lashon. Oh, true. You putting it together. Tivla, that makes it into the table, not the Meruch. There's no Meruch. Hato, Feit the Gemara, Filu Shiboilim, Amach the Shiboilim Chavilas, Nami name in Nitu the Maishna Mehanim. Let's say the same thing by Shiboilim with the Chitten. So the Gemara name, Emach Lis Lakach, Ein Dachel Lis Shiboilim Chavilas. You don't bring in the Chitten with bundles. Feit the Gemara, V'loi Chisoy is Mechas Lakach, V'loi Hitaish Pnei Moshe Loi Chisoy is Hedgizur, Chavoyois. Obviously, is going on the melilas there, where you take the kernels itself, you eat the kernels itself like a candy. But here, chasayis he touches hema shum, the garlic, baluf, and the leek, babetzolim, and the onions, three chasayis. That's called chasayis. Pay shlif nezeh, but derech on the leek and the garlic and the onions. Lachnisin chavolim. There you do bring in the derech is you don't separate, you don't make meruach on these types of vegetables, and you bring in chavolim with like groups of baskets in the bundle. Let's say that it should become tavel b'chavilas in the bundle. And for the Gemara, then ain't you doing the okay? In Daken, she yigdul chavilas, she in darach shumin or betzolim, gedelim ba'guda. They don't grow like this. B'chavilas achas kedech atilson. The tilson grows in bundles. Or kedech hashibolim shoyt to have zizim megezechet. From one stalk comes out many different kernels. That's why it's physically not the same when you bring it into the house. These vegetables, the garlic and the leek, and so on and so forth, it's not doim, the beinon tavai. Now from two requisites in order to make it chay b'tevel, trumas, the beinon tavai, you bring it into the house, b'chavilas in the bundles, has to be, there was planted for this. He planted in mind to bring it in like that. But something was not planted like that. Moshe by Melilas, these chittim would sometimes use it in the Melilas by itself. You roll it in by itself. That's not planted like that. So that's why by chittim, we don't say there's chaya in the chavilas in the bundles. Look the Rash Cirilla on the left side. Abo minayim mitter, 5-6 lines from the top. Even though we're talking that it has to have 25 sticks in order to be chaldem Hashem Ma'aseh, Bina shehei gedulim kol kach, there has to be such a growth that dalit chavilan. So he's saying like this. Not pshat is 4 of these 25 stalks make up into a mitter, to a bed. The dalit chavilan, 4 bundles, oisim hem mitter, 4 bundles, almost like 100 sticks. This is the shir, the svila, the mayor, the ain't betailer, and I feel about it. This is only become bottles. I go to shir. This is a ganze Sugma Sechtal. Achi, Chavila, same as well, is the Korilu, Tana, Tevel, Bechavilam. Tana called here Tevel, Bechavilam in the bundles. But also, once it's Kavul, the Maisa, that's Gemara Malocha, you can't eat the Ari anymore. Mi'atav, Afila Shibol, Kloim, name the Masis and Gamba Shibul, the Tvula, by Chitin. Zabakasha, not Mechayvik Ichnisan Lamoyla Melilas. That's how you made a Melilas. Zaba, he says, must be like the Pnei Moshe. But have you Masnisan, the Loik Reb Yossi by Yehuda, Pegam the Beya. And for the Gemara, Emach Nisan Lakach. Like Domul the Kitnias. This is not like Melilas, it's not like Kitnias. What is Kitnias? That's the Fengway. Ain't Derech Hashiboilim not Nisan Lakach. By these Melilas, when you want to eat Kitni, like a candy, the ruba and the dish. Most of the time, use chittim, use it for wheat. That's the optimal use. And the geroina, you don't put it into a silo. Only. What does it mean? Why is Moshe over here? Do b'pashi vayakel. Zuk the Torah gdoish vayakel. What's the name bis jetzt? Zuk the Ramban. Hine Moshe achash esiv lahan. I'm seeing chol bnei Yisrael. Noshe v'chol asher dib Hashem. Because you put on the masve, siva v'kilo elov kol ha'eda anoshim enoshim. She talking shoy is er bioy mochas redito. He came down from the Sinai. Noch the zweite Luchas. Warum le kulen in a Mishkan started by mit khile koiden shvir Luchas. Kiven shen sratzel hem HaKadosh Baruch Hu v'nosen la Luchas shnias because he may biz chadosh sheyelchu Hashem b'kibam chozu lekadmusan lahabas kilosan. That's noch einmal by Yaakov Moshe. We figure when Yaakov Moshe the erste Luchas. Aber sheyem mit the brachen Luchas again a meiser mit the megel. So mele chozu and the Kinston he was mechanas. So they learned the Ramban. So the Chaim HaKodesh v'Yaakov Moshe tzorich ledas tam shu tzorich loimer v'Yaakov acher shu dover harogu b'choleis asher tziva as Hashem. Every time Moshe talks to the Klal, so he didn't talk to them one-on-one. So when Yaakov Moshe, it's all among them. V'dav Hashem Moshe leimer, v'dav Moshe gets to the Klal. So it's when Amol. What's the punkt dort? So the time Yaakov Moshe, no other place. All among them. V'nire sagt der Chaim HaKodesh ki l'tzad shu rohu ki koren or ponov v'yiru migesh eselov. Then noch dem rohu give in the bag it's a brochen the luchas or ponov. V'zeh hutzach lahakol es kulan levayim noyu k'tzaz mahamoyret shekens of Moshe Rabbeinu. V'zeh diglu loime es kol ha'edo favos was he went noch a oram from the masa took off the masa put on the masa into the pshat. Ken zayin boy said noch a pshat. Ken zayin. Stay do. It getting by the Mishkan. Mishkan, the Mishkan have the same din like the Beis Hamikdash. Beis Hamikdash do a din for asul Hamikdash v'shichanti b'seichon. Who is mechuyev to build the Beis Hamikdash? Very good mechuyev to boin. Was it only on every yochid, kol yochid b'yochid, or was it a din on yichidim, or was it a din on the tzibur, or was it a din on kol echad v'yechad? Very in the yichidim. Zug the Rambam do. The Rambam Sefer Mitzvahs, in the end of the Sefer Mitzvahs of the Asay, Kishtestakel kol yilu ha-mitzvahs, this is the Reish Pei Dalet in the Frankel Rambam. Kishtestakel kol yilu ha-mitzvahs shekodem zechoinem hinei timtze mehem mitzvah shem choyv al ha-tzibur. He says that the certain mitzvahs from the Taryag, or from the Asayis, on the tzibur, lo lechol ish v'yish. Nish v'yedayin, it's on the tzibur. It says, the tzibur lo lechol ish v'yish. Moshe, Pesach, it's a mitzvah tzibur, right? It's a common tzibur. Aber es chol ish v'yish, yedayin darf bringen the common Pesach. But kol adas b'nei Yisrael, shochet kol adas b'nei Yisrael, what's adin for not common tzibur? But everybody has to do it. You can't have to say, you know what, yenin shungatin, shunganik. Everybody from the tzibur misses ton. Here, the binyan Beis Hamikdash is urcheta mitzvah al tzibur, but lo lechol ish v'yish. What says lo lechol ish v'yish? In other words, if you're going binyan Beis Habachir, b'akomas melech, b'akomas zayah shalom olek, in other words, it's a mitzvah on the tzibur. It's a mitzvah on the tzibur. Lo lechol ish v'yish means jeder eine darf sein, als gebaut werden der Beis Hamikdash. But not everybody has to build a Beis Hamikdash. Nicht jeder eine darf ziehen ins Beis Hamikdash. Sagt, give me a chance over here. I want to do something to bring in Beis Hamikdash. Chotsch will say mitzvah al tzibur, but it's zwei dienen von mitzvah. Da mitzvah von al tzibur, also we come Pesach. Jeder eine darf verschachten. That's not come Pesach. Und da mitzvah al tzibur, also bin in Beis Habachir, the bin in Beis Habachir, ist also mitzvah. Was the tag of the tzibur, aber Leute chalish yish. Als gebaut geworden, ist gebaut geworden. That's enough. Nicht jeder eine. But the Mishkan went anders. Mishkan was everybody had to contribute to the Mishkan. When Trumas, when Ma'aseh, everybody had to give something to the Beis Hamikdash. Chotshik, Hamasa, Shekel, everybody had to contribute. But the Mishkan, Beis Habachir, wasn't for. What? What? Osli Mikdash, can't be said. Yeah. What's the Mikdash? Rambam brings Osli Mikdash. Yeah. That's Beis Habachir. Yeah. You look in the first. In the Rambam over in Binyamin, it's a Rosh, yeah. Rambam brings that. They talk about. Huh? So what's doing about say? So you see, there's two types of mitzvahs at Tzibur. That's like the Gemara says in Kedushin. You want to learn out the Gemara, learning. Ja, the din for shlichus, shot is kol adas b'nei Yisrael. The Gemara, nay, is a b'shutfus. So the Gemara that's learned out from Sela boys, is a b'shutfus. Both of them are come Pesach. Zwei Dinim in Kompes. Ein Din, the mitzvah in Sibbe als the minion, when you take a group, and there's one mitzvah al Sibbe, Kaladas Ben Yisrael. Kaladas Ben Yisrael is a mitzvah al Sibbe. This one is Shutzvis fin Sibbe. I mean, there's groups of Mishpacha, yeah, this says Sachet Isa B'Shutzvis. The Ramban talks about what's going to be the din if somebody takes a Kol Mishlom, the ganze Sibbe, then my Kol Mishlomim, and Makazana Kol, does it din for Kol Sibbe or the nicht? Under the dinim for Sibbe, nicht.
Street has to be beschlichen.
Oh.
That's the way I say, because everyone's really
Yeah, but jeder eine darf es nicht. So, mal Isa B'Shutzvis, zweimal. One, zweimal, you can't out shlichus from a place where it's Sibbe the din from Kaladas Ben Yisrael. Like the more let's stand out for minion, because that's only over there where it's everybody has to do. Mashenken with minion, chabura doesn't have to be everybody; it has to be bechabura, then bechabura. I wasn't nach a dinner, but I said this is eigene din by Svan Talmatoy Knei Kulam. Yeah, the guess the mitzvah like the Mishnah is Talmatoy Knei Kulam. Which mitzvah Talmatoy? So there are brachas in Talmatoy. So there are brachas in not. Stop short. Lastly, b'divei soiler. What says lastly b'divei soiler? Lastly b'divei. What says divei soiler? Huh?
To be busy.
Very good, very good. B'divei soiler. What says divei soiler?
The word.
Red and Lenin. Red and Lenin. You hear that sprach? Red and Lenin. What says red and Lenin? Red and Lenin. I'll give you a moshe. I always had a Rebbe used to come to me. I sold the Rebbe. I very say Rebbe. So he used to come into me in the house and take off his hat, lock the door. And the Chassidim used to come over with a group of Chassidim, and they didn't let him in. So I said, the Chassidim said, the Rebbe locks the door, I'm going to stay outside. Boom, they come in. So the Rebbe, no, Aros. The Chaim Mula, so I was, I'm reading Kasayim, I was reading. So yes, the Rebbe, what's the pshat? Why can't let the Chassidim stand? We're talking learning, we're not talking about politics, we're talking learning. And the pshat is this is kein Rebbe. Even a Rebbe is a possession. She just started. And so there's nobody acting on Shashida stated. Whatever I say, that's it, right? You know, it's a risk of the ice. You know, this is Rebbe. You know, this is Rebbe. It's under me Torah. You know what I mean? Last thing b'divrei soire is nipshat a chavrusa. Last thing b'divrei soire means a chabura meret zusammen. Ein zuk tazoy, ein zuk tazoy. This is divrei Torah b'ram. This is last thing b'divrei soire. This is a bracha. You make a special bracha. Shebocha bonu noslan is terosa is a yochid din. So this is a one-on-one. But this didn't last b'divrei soire. This is gate of mitzvah. This is a hechster daga. So zoich zayne. Boy say, stop learning sach tois. I get the Shabbat. Rabbi,